Over 95% of global internet data and financial transactions now travel through a vast, hidden network. These are the fiber-optic cables crisscrossing the ocean floor, forming the invisible backbone of modern civilization. From banking transfers to cloud services and everyday communications, our digital lives depend entirely on their integrity. Analysts warn this critical infrastructure remains highly vulnerable. The sheer scale makes comprehensive protection nearly impossible, according to recent security assessments. This dependency creates a single, immense point of failure for the global economy and information flow. Recent intelligence reports highlight a disturbing development. Specialized submarines are increasingly spotted tracking the exact paths of these vital subsea cables. Naval observers from NATO allies have documented multiple instances of highly advanced vessels operating in areas far beyond their declared ranges. These are not ordinary submarines. Experts suggest some possess capabilities for deep-sea mapping, manipulation, and potentially, disruption of underwater infrastructure. This activity, military analysts state, marks a significant escalation in subsea reconnaissance and potential threat assessment. The chilling scenario, detailed in classified intelligence briefings, involves a coordinated subsea sabotage. Imagine multiple key cables cut simultaneously at strategic points. This is not accidental damage from ship anchors or earthquakes. This would be a deliberate, synchronized attack. Security experts from think tanks like the Atlantic Council warn that such an operation could instantly trigger a total global web blackout. The intent, according to these reports, extends beyond mere disruption. It targets the fundamental architecture of global connectivity, aiming for systemic collapse and control. The immediate impact on global finance would be catastrophic. Banking institutions rely entirely on these cables for transaction processing, clearing, and communication. A total blackout would paralyze the international banking system. Financial analysts warn that trillions of dollars in transactions would halt instantly. Stock markets would crash. The Bank for International Settlements has reportedly conducted simulations showing widespread defaults and a potential collapse of the global credit system within hours, not days, of a major outage. The economic ripple effect would be unprecedented. Beyond finance, cloud servers and international communications would cease functioning. Major cloud providers, like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure, distribute their data centers globally, but rely on these same subsea cables for interconnectivity and redundancy. A coordinated attack would render many cloud-based services inaccessible, leading to massive data loss and operational failures for countless businesses and governments. Personal communications, from encrypted messages to video calls, would also fail globally. The world would effectively go dark, digitally speaking. Experts identify several strategic choke points where the vast network of cables converges, creating high vulnerability targets. Locations like the Suez Canal, the Strait of Malacca, and specific deep-sea trenches are critical for global data flow. A single, well-placed attack in these areas could sever dozens of cables simultaneously, maximizing disruption. Reports from maritime security agencies indicate increased surveillance in these very regions. Protecting these narrow corridors is a monumental challenge, as the cables lie hundreds, even thousands, of meters beneath the surface, making them difficult to monitor effectively. One of the most insidious aspects of this silent attack lies in the challenge of attribution. Specialized submarines can operate covertly, leaving minimal forensic evidence. Military intelligence sources indicate that proving who is responsible for such a subsea sabotage could be extremely difficult, if not impossible, in the immediate aftermath. This plausible deniability complicates any potential retaliatory response, potentially leading to further escalation or a prolonged state of digital uncertainty. The aim is not just disruption, but also to sow chaos and distrust without clear responsibility. This silent conflict is fundamentally a geopolitical power play. Disrupting a rival nation's internet infrastructure can cripple its economy, military command and control, and societal stability. Analysts suggest the ultimate goal for some state actors could be digital dominance, creating a new form of information monopoly by incapacitating competitors. The Council on Foreign Relations has published reports outlining how controlling or disrupting global data flow equates to immense strategic leverage. The nation capable of silencing the internet holds an unparalleled advantage in a future conflict, without ever firing a shot above water. Despite the severe threat, comprehensive international defenses for subsea cables remain largely inadequate. The fragmented ownership of these cables, belonging to private companies and consortiums, complicates coordinated security efforts. Governments have increased surveillance in some key areas, but vast stretches of the ocean floor remain unprotected. Experts from the Chatham House argue for urgent international treaties and cooperative defense mechanisms, likening the current situation to leaving a nation's critical arteries exposed. The gap between threat and response is widening, intelligence reports indicate. The deep-sea cable crisis represents an unseen war, unfolding beneath the ocean's surface with potentially devastating global consequences. As specialized submarines continue their covert activities, the threat of a total global web blackout looms larger than ever. This is not a hypothetical future scenario, intelligence reports suggest it is an ongoing, silent attack. The world's digital infrastructure is under siege, and the outcome of this underwater conflict could redefine the balance of global power, monopolizing the internet's flow to those who control the ocean's depths. The clock is ticking.